Howdy and welcome to this edition of the Psych Tech at Work vlog. I'm your host, Dr. Charles Handler, and I am super excited today. I'm excited because I get to share what I believe are my favorite piece of tech that I've ever owned. Yes, that's right, the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. These things, Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, excuse me. These things not only help me look really good, and I promise I do, but they also give me AI superpowers. There's all kinds of amazing stuff you can do with these babies. And I can't wait to share, talk about the features, the functionalities, some of the pluses and minuses, and show you the tech itself. That's going to be really cool. Oh, and of course, we're going to talk about how these babies, this platform, glasses, is going to be the most rapidly adopted piece of wearable technology ever. And you're going to see these things everywhere, different manufacturers. I believe what you're going to see is Google and Anthropic and OpenAI. They're going to be basically getting their own versions of these glasses with the technology in them. They're going to be ubiquitous, and they're going to have a big impact because they're going to find their way to the workplace. There's all kinds of things that can be done there with stuff like this, and all kinds of problems, of course, that they'll bring up. So we'll talk about that stuff at the end. But first and foremost, I love to play with the AI gadgets, the AI apps, and I found one called Suno, S-U-N-O, and it is a AI music generator. And basically allows you with prompting to create both lyrics and music. And with one prompt, I promise you, one prompt, I created this awesome song about my Ray-Ban Meta glasses called Cyber Shades. And this song is going to get us all in the mood to talk about these babies and how awesome they are. So I'm looking forward to sharing this with you. And without further ado, let's cue up this song and let's go.
Eyes look neon lights, scanning all around. Cyber shades, they're the talk of the town. But more than just specs, yeah, there's something to find. With AI inside, they'll blow your mind. Feeling the rhythm, press a button, become alive. Cyber shades, they're a wild ride. They play your favorite tunes any time of day and help you see the world in a different way. Cyber shades, they're always on your side. Sits with your phone, they'll be your guide. They'll find the best spots, direct you without a hitch, to turn a normal to a glitch.
Okay, so before we get into the features, let's just take a look at some of the basic stuff about these babies. First of all, you got a bunch of different styles, right? You got cool collabs like this one with Ferrari. I love those. I wish they'd had those when I ordered mine. You can get prescription lenses in these things. You can get what I have here called the polarized. So these are sunglasses-ish. They work really well in the sun. They're not perfect, but you can also see inside with them. So that gives you a good compromise. And of course, they look really good on me anyway. The most important thing about these babies is the price point. $299. Considering a regular pair of Wayfarers costs about $200, for that extra $100, you get a ton of value because these things give you all kinds of opportunities to do cool stuff. They really enrich your life. So let's talk a little bit about features and functionalities now. Let's get started with the case. Looks like the classic iconic Ray-Ban case, right? But these are smart glasses, so they have some different features. First of all, you can see the little dock right there. Nice little suede inside. The cool thing about these babies, you don't have to have this USB-C plugged into a wall or anything in order to charge the glasses. They'll charge when they're in the case, as long as, of course, the case battery is able to hold the charge. It's charged up, which so far they haven't run out of juice on me. So that gives you a lot of freedom. Here you've got this little indicator on the front, this light that will show you basically your charge state. And on the back, you've got this little button, if you could see it, that allows you to sync to Bluetooth. As far as the Bluetooth syncing goes, they're pretty damn good. You take them out of the case, as long as your Bluetooth is turned on, most of the time they automatically switch on and sync. And then when you take them off, they automatically disconnect and it goes right back to your phone or your other source. So you don't burn the battery up that way. It's a pretty good practical feature that these things have. All right, so let's take a look at the physical controls on these glasses. The most important button really physically here, or one of them, is going to be your camera button. You just press down on this briefly, take a picture. You can see, I don't know if you heard in the microphone, there's a little report. You can see the light flash. When you're recording a video, the light stays on so people can tell, what's going on. And it works really well. I'd say the main thing is when it's really loud, it's difficult sometimes to be able to hear the report from the camera button. So you don't know for sure if you've taken a picture, or if you hold the button down just a little too long, it'll start doing video. When you can hear well and there's not a lot of ambient noise, it's not that big a deal. But again, the speakers are a little soft on these things. So sometimes if it's loud out, you might miss the thing, but it's not a huge deal. The other thing is you've really got to get used to, especially with video, where you're looking and recording. To get shots exactly how you want them takes a little practice, but again, not too difficult. So let's take a look at the other controls here. So we have a control on the side of the glasses right here that turns music on and off. So you should be able to hear through the mic. And you can turn it off by tapping again, turn it on. Control the volume by swiping back and forth. Pretty simple, right? Not a big deal. There's also another button on there that you can hook to a couple of different things like Spotify, WhatsApp, or Messenger. And I haven't messed around with that too much. The Spotify one, it doesn't actually allow you to control Spotify. It just kind of turns it on and randomly chooses things for you. So to me, it's really not that great. I'm sure they'll have additional button, functionality and stuff that one can do in the future. All right, and here we are on the MetaView app. When I first got these things, I thought that maybe everything you did had to run through the MetaView app and you were kind of stuck in the Meta ecosystem, but that's actually not true at all. The app allows you to, obviously it teaches you how to do stuff. And these are some of the things that you can do, right? Share your view on a video call. That's pretty cool. Pictures and photos. To me, photos are really the main thing you do through the app here, right? You've got a gallery, and the stuff goes, scroll here, that's right. So the pictures go right on here. They don't stay here forever. You got to download them to your other platform. That could be a little bit of a pain, but it's not too bad. So you've got that. You can see here they do have a large language model built into them, Llama 3, I believe. And you can ask it questions and do stuff like you would with any chatbot. And I'll demonstrate some of that for you as well. And you got a lot of settings here. So it's a really intuitive, easy to use app. It is part of the whole deal. You can't really use these things without it. Okay, so let's check out some of the voice control features these things have. Again, they do not have the AR. I think that the newest ones coming out probably within the next 6 months are going to have AR built into them, which is, of course, super awesome, game-changing. But for right now, they do have AI that does stuff for you. So first of all, you can have it take pictures. Okay, Meta, take a picture. There you go. You can also do this, which is super cool. Okay, Meta, what am I looking at?
You are looking at a person's profile picture on their computer screen.
All right, so hopefully you could hear that. It can't tell you who people are, thank goodness, when you do that, but it will definitely recognize stuff for you, landmarks, etc., which is pretty cool. You can also ask it all kinds of questions like any conversational chatbot, right? So, okay, Meta, write me a haiku about cheeseburgers.
Juicy cheeseburger, topped high. Savory flavors dance on my tongue.
Hey, that's pretty good, right? That's better than I could probably do with such short notice, although the latency, how long it takes this thing to talk back to you sometimes is difficult. You can check the battery level. Okay, Meta, what's my battery level?
Battery 97%.
There you go. Okay, Meta, send a message to Megan.
Okay, Megan on your phone. What's the message?
Hi, I hope you're doing well tonight.
Message to Megan says, Hi, I hope you're doing well tonight. Ready to send?
Send it.
Sending message.
So there you go. Those are basically the things you can do. The other thing that's really cool, and let's see if I can get this to work on the fly here, is probably one of my favorite things. I was on a business trip. I'm walking around a city. I need to navigate, and my navigation comes through the glasses, so I don't have to look down at my phone, making myself a target for somebody to mug me or something like that. But also, I could walk into traffic. I'm kind of spacey. I don't want that to happen. So it'll actually navigate you through the glasses. Turn left here, turn right there. That's one of my favorite things. Gotta be honest. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's take a look at some of the videos and I've shot on this thing. I live here in New Orleans. We're always doing really fun stuff. So let's take a look at some of the events I've been at where I've been able to record some really fun things. Here we go. This is all from these glasses. Here we are, Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I got one here.
Pretty cool, right? I could still hold my drink and do this. I could still look at what's going on. Here we go. Some photos. Peterson Automotive Museum in LA. This is the Black Pearl. This is like a 1935 custom Rolls Royce. It's one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen. Ah, this one's great. This is my buddy dancing in a second line. This is incredible. Look at that. So again, sometimes when you're doing this, you got to kind of train yourself to look at the video properly. And here we are at the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Chaos, total chaos. And I'm there with my glasses. It's amazing. It's amazing. And here we go, last one. Beautiful sunset on the lake by my house, walking my dog. You don't even have to basically use your hands. It's great. And honestly, that is one of my favorite things about this, and the biggest game changer for me is I got two dogs. I'm walking them all the time, and I didn't have hands to fumble with my phone, and I really didn't listen to as many podcasts and things as I should have. But since I got these babies, it's a game changer. I'm able to educate myself anywhere, any place, hands free. Amazing. All right, so let's take a quick review of these things. What do I like about them? Value, style, hands-free, lets you do pretty much anything. Go about your business while you're talking on the phone, texting, listening to music, taking advantage of a large language model. Tons of styles to choose from. These truly are the future, and I love them. What do I not like about them? Well, first of all, they don't have AR yet. Secondly, the speakers are a little weak, but that is already been fixed, or I think the second version of these with better speakers will be out very soon. And I think it has a better camera too, although I haven't noticed any real problems with the camera. Um, Gosh, other negatives. The large language model can be a little bit bulky. It's not as good as ChatGTP by any means, but it gets you where you need to go. It gets you pretty basic information, as you heard. It makes pretty good haikus about cheeseburgers. What more could you ask, right? So the downside of these things, it's pretty darn low. The upside is pretty darn up. And I've got a couple of other AI wearable devices, the Rabbit R1, the Humane Pin. I'll be reviewing those as I get to use them in the field and get some experience with them. I've been rocking these glasses since February, so, a good 6 months now. And I got to know them really well, and I like them. I strongly suggest you pick some of these things up. So, final thoughts here. The future of work and wearables like these glasses. I can imagine, so I'm really in hiring. That's my specialty area. And I've imagined for a long time some kind of a device where you could actually look at an individual and scan them, and it would tell you like their competencies, their job history, what their profession is. You could be a recruiter walking around and identify people and go up and have those conversations. The reality is, from a privacy concern, these things will not identify who it is that you're looking at. In some sense, I hope they never do, right? I think that could be extremely problematic because privacy really is the biggest concern. If you think about psychological safety in the workplace and how having a camera constantly on and listening to everything you're saying could impact workers, you could understand that could be some pretty heavy duty stuff for people. But there are tons of utilities like training, especially think about on the job when you have AR or even voice, voice through your phone. It can actually guide you through doing things, which would be pretty amazing. Again, in the hiring process, I also imagine being an interviewer, right? You're an interviewer, you're wearing these glasses, you're interviewing someone, and you're asking them questions, and they're answering, right? And you could even imagine these things giving you a little prompt, basically saying, hey, dig in a little bit more on this piece, right? We do prompts on our structured interviews. That could be a piece of it. I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and they were mentioning that, yeah, what if the candidate has these things too, and you're basically both interviewing one another through the AI in your glasses? Well, that could happen. It probably will at some point. Assessment centers or assessing somebody's skills through a simulation. Again, you could watch someone, or someone could be wearing these glasses and they could be collecting data about what they're doing that could be getting scored, even reported back in real time. So, that's another use case for these things on the hiring side. I think it's really going to be the interpersonal interaction with someone and the real-time feedback, the real-time scoring. These are things that I think we can expect in some capacity, in the future. Beyond that, though, again, a raft of psychological safety potential issues with these. These are not going to be new things compared, they're going to be similar to a lot of the other issues that we're talking about. Anxiety, increased anxiety. I'm being watched all the time, right? I have to adopt this technology whether I like it or not. Maybe there's a little bit of fear of technology, although as the workforce, younger people who are used to this stuff make up more and more of the workforce, I don't think those are really going to be issues. I think privacy, though, man, you really, really got to think about that, right? And maybe the blurring of lines between work and life, right? If you're wearing these things around, you're working at home, you're doing stuff, but you're wired into work at the same time. So there's going to be some of those issues that we have to deal with. I'm looking forward to actually seeing stuff like this get adopted and used in the workplace and how all that shakes out, because I do see a bright, bright future. The future for these is so great, I gotta wear shades. Ha ha. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time. Good luck.